And we're live once again. Welcome everybody to Quest and Quill, Campaign 1, Facing the Frontier. This week's episode, Red Dead. Dun dun dun! Where we last left off, the party had some steamy and hot conversations in the bathhouse. Which actually was just a whole bunch of planning, which is, the downfall of every D&D party. After which, Saul decided that him and his new buddy Trent were going to go on a drive-by shooting. And now they've led half a battalion of bluecoats, as well as 2 red-cloaked individuals, to where the party lies in ambush in a little ditch on the roadside, waiting, watching. Seeing Trent come riding down and breaking his horse's leg before Aslan is able to pick him up and go off into the swamp. But now, it seems the rest have arrived. Trent was put into the pit with everybody else. He was brought into the trench before Aslan proceeded to make tracks into the swamp alone. But now, it appears that the others have arrived, and 2 of the horse-riding scouts, as well as the 2 red-cloaked individuals, look at the broken-legged horse, while the other 2 proceed to run off, chasing Aslan's footprints through the mud. If nobody else would like to do anything before I begin, I think I would like to start with what Saul was doing as he tried to distract Bluecoats, running towards where the rest of the party is. Does anybody else want to do anything at the crash site or with Trent or anything first?
I was wanting to go. I was wanting to use like a double dash to just go into like the deep woods there.
Mm-hmm.
And set up a fire real quick, as fast as I can.
Put up a safe point.
Hey, looks like you're on your horse.
Oh yeah, I'm still on my horse, aren't I?
Could I create one of my?
Can we just deal with Saul quickly? I'll get back to you.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm just gonna. I mean, can the horse go through this vegetation pretty well, or no?
It's difficult terrain.
Okay.
Everything but the road. Basically.
Everything but the road, okay.
That's an exaggeration, but because Saul is still currently off the map, I'm just going to treat it as such.
Yeah, I think I'm just going to send... I'm going to send the horse on. We've killed too many horses. And I'm gonna go.
Back on this one, huh?
Why you got to bring that up?
I'm just gonna go deep in the woods as I can, and 1 or 2 rounds. I don't know how far ahead of the battalion I am.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna try to start like a almost like a campfire. I'm just gonna try to start one.
Okay.
That'd be like a survival check, do you think?
Yeah. Absolutely.
And then obviously with disadvantage because of the
Because you are still exhausted. Yes, you didn't sleep
Yeah.
last night.
Okay, so that's a 7.
I'm going to roll for the blue coats. It seems that a handful of them, you're not sure how many exactly, peel off behind you while you're rushing and trying to scramble to start this fire. They're gaining on you, though they're not the best at tracking, and clearly they're getting mugged through the forest, through the swamp.
No, that's fine.
And then I'll get back to you. All right, what did Frank want to do?
If I can create one of my cannons in this time, it'll be the fortifying one.
Okay.
What's it called? The fuck's it at?
Haven't seen that before.
I know. That's the point. Protector is what it's called.
So
There you go.
as he does this, John would look down at it, and then he would crouch and whisper, "Frank, no shooting, please. There's too many of them."
This one will keep us alive longer. It's a protector. Let me roll the d8 quick. Well, that sucks. It's 4 in total. For those within 10 feet of us. Yeah, I rolled a 1.
Everyone in the trench, including
Yeah,
Trent.
so Lula, John, and Trent get +4 temp HP.
Oh, thank you.
You can see Frank fucking around with it, and he's like, it's not working. I haven't used this one often enough. It's not working to its fullest.
What does it look like? Please describe it for us.
It's tiny because Frank puts it in his hand, and it has like little spider legs, and it just has a head that emits small beams of. We're all like slightly glowing, but not like visible, like really big. Just a little glow over you.
Okay. A faint shimmering aura surrounds everybody in the trench.
That's
Is it really the time for experimental equipment? John looks really nervous, and then he turns back and he tries to like peer at the gathered soldiers without being spotted. Just listening.
It appears that, well, the two bluecoats are more concerned with this horse that they've just now had to put out of its misery. The two red-cloaked figures seem to be more concerned with scanning where the others went off into the bush, scanning all around them. And as you peer over, you drop down very quickly as the eyes sort of glance around you. Your guys' collective stealth from last time was like 17 total or something like that, right?
yeah, something like that. 16, 17.
It was something, yeah, 16, 17, something like that. And you get the feeling that they're suspicious about the circumstances of what's just happened. And as John is slowly peering over again, he hears one say to the other, "The other horse. What of the other horse?" And then there's some small muttered mumblings amongst them that you're not sure you're quite able to hear. It's a little bit far away as they mutter between the two of them. With that, Aslan, you're stomping off into the woods making a track with your survival roll. It hasn't been a very convincing track. You haven't gotten very far. But the bluecoats aren't the brightest bunch, so they've continued to pursue you. However, at this point, they can see a floating lion. And this is where we last left off. And the bluecoats say, Who floats there?" And then they raise their firearms at you. Both of them raise their brown vests at you. Sorry, their brass betties at you. And They sort of hesitate for a moment, not sure what to do.
Before I react, I have 2 questions for the dungeon master.
Yes, sir.
First question is, how far away am I from the rest of the party?
For the sake of this, like where the map is, I'm gonna say you're just beyond the edge of the map. But let's put you, if you can see where I'm putting you, just like a little bit further that way. So you sort of like led them around in a circle, just to keep it easier to track.
Okay, I guess a
Can you see that on the map?
better way to find out what I want to find out is to ask, are they within like earshot of the rest of the people? Like if they scream for help.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, they're about 100 feet away.
Your roll was really low. It wasn't the best to get them off course, but you were able to somewhat separate them from the rest of the group. But they're definitely within earshot.
Okay, and the second question is, how long has it been since John casted Fly on Aslan?
It's 10 minutes. You still have 10 minutes. You still have like at least 5 of those minutes, man. It's not been very long. This has been a short sequence of events that has happened here.
Then I think Aslan will turn around as soon as they call him out, and he would raise his arms. Goes, huh? What?
Aslan raises his hands, 2 boots on them, covered in mud.
He looks at the boots and he shakes them off.
Guys, Aslan,
with a sound.
guys, Aslan has been caught. What do we do?
We just wait for now and see what happens. Hopefully he flies away.
Do they say anything?
The one of the 2 soldiers asks, What are you?
I'm a person. Like
One sort of looks
you.
at me. He's a flying cat. You never heard about the flying cats? His friend sort of looks at me. No? Well, get down here.
Okay. He lands on his feet. What now?
Slowly. Keep them in the air. What's that on his back? What's that on your back?
What? On my back? Is there something on my back? He turns around and like shows his back to the officers. Is there something on my back?
He's just doing twirls.
You'll see
Disarming.
you'll see 2 battle axes kind of sticking out from under his bear coat.
As well as a javelin.
And a javelin. And actually, maybe they might see 2 hand axes strapped to his legs.
Just armed to the teeth. The guy approaches. It's clearly some sort of savage weaponry.
Oh Lord.
John will hear Frank just go, "Hey, that javelin is expertly crafted. What are you on about?"
The guy will then.
Station. They're just talking. They're not shouting.
Yeah, I'm just. You can just hear him muttering that under his breath as he's watching this interaction.
The one who's approaching pulls away his firearm, and reaches a hand out to your back to take the weapons off your back.
Aslan will flinch and take a step back.
Boy, hold it there, boy.
You scared me. What do you want? I'm innocent.
All right, well, we've had some suspicious activity around here, and you're a suspicious-looking one, aren't you?
No,
Guy sneers at you.
No, I'm just like you said, flying cat person of the flying cat people kingdom. Yes, I was just going home up in the skies.
Please roll a deception check.
It's a
The
2.
flying cat people.
2.
Kingdom.
It's a 2.
Yes.
It's about as believable as
Yeah, it's about as believable as it sounds. And they both sort of look at each other and go, well, what do you need so many axes for up there, eh?
We chop wood for fire.
Yeah, Skywood, hand them over. Nice and slow. And the other guy goes once again to disarm you, specifically reaching for the weapons on your back.
Are they close together? Or like did one hang
One
back?
is now like right in front of you, and one's about 10 feet back with his musket aimed at you.
10 feet. Okay. This is what Aslan is gonna do. He's gonna, as soon as the guy comes to reach for his axe, he's gonna try to push the guy into the other guy.
Okay. Make a shove.
How do I make a shove?
So it's a contested strength check, right?
Yeah.
I believe so.
yeah.
So
Or athletics, yeah. Athletics,
Okay.
acrobatics.
I mean,
then
a
it's
shove goes 5 feet usually, I think.
23.
Yeah.
23?
Yeah.
Bruh. I rolled a dirty 20. Man got a 23. You shove this guy back and he stumbles back. Not fully into his friend because Kaio is right, it is only 5 feet. But he's in between you and the barrel. And the one guy goes, whoa, 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 and he tries to like move his gun out of the way. The other guy, who you've just shoved, slips and like starts like catching himself in the mud. So his friend reaches forward to try and grab him, slightly raising his gun. And this gives you a second. What do you want to do with it?
Gonna fly
I do
away
something as
the
well.
opposite direction.
Okay. I would say the fact that you
Could I
put him
do
on the
something?
back foot means he's not going to take the attack of opportunity. He's unable to. But they do both shout after you. And one of them fires a shot behind you, which goes off into the air. But the others in the ditch notice that the red cloak figures and the other blue coats behind snap their ears to the side. One of the red cloak figures goes, go and check what that is.
Okay.
John, should I create some distraction?
No, I got this. And then as soon as he sees the blue coats, I mean, what do the blue coats that are by the horse like looking at the horse? What do they do?
So as he says this, the first one will walk between them and then make his way slowly around, and the second one will follow a little bit behind, trying to look through the muck and the grossness to find their friends.
Well, in that case, John's just gonna wait for now. He's gonna
Okay.
put a hand up. He's gonna say, "Wait for them to disperse. Maybe we can catch the red one alone."
Saul,
Aslan's being chased.
He's flying. He'll be fine.
Saul,
Okay.
Yeah.
you hear blue coats crashing in the undergrowth behind you. They're maybe a turn away.
Okay. I take it the fire's not really working out.
No.
Okay.
Under pressure,
I'm
like
gonna-
if you want to keep trying, you can keep trying. You can take another action to do it, but
Under
you have
pressure.
failed at this point.
Okay. I'm gonna take a hide action. I'm gonna go like
Okay.
another 30 feet and then take a hide action.
Please roll your stealth with disadvantage. Everything.
You
Okay,
guys
so
don't
that's
need
a
to go
20.
to sleep, man.
It's a dirty
A
20.
20?
A dirty 20, yeah.
Yeah, his stealth is insane, bro.
Myself
Okay.
really good.
Okay, let's see if the blue coats see that. Here's a little hint. They don't.
Okay.
So, a party of, as you see laying in the undergrowth, 4 of them walk past and around you,
Mhm.
not seeing you at all.
All right, and I'm gonna keep trying, like where I'm hunkered down. I'm gonna keep trying to make that fire. If I can like just crack open one of my bullets, maybe, and use the gunpowder maybe to try to as like a fire starter,
I mean, you have the lamp.
Get it going. Huh?
You have the lamp. Don't forget the lamp.
I got the electric lamp. I guess I got
There's
the old
no
lamp too. I got
no
the old
elec-
lamp too.
Oh yeah,
with
you
oil.
mean the gnomish one, the magic one. It's not electric.
Oh, okay. I kind of pictured it as an electric lamp.
Electricity.
Well,
Aw,
and
what a
then-
magic.
What a magical concept. Oh.
yeah, and just while I'm hiding, I am going to use like oil, matches, all that to like just get like a little campfire going in like my bush or whatever, and then I'm gonna put while the fire's going, I'm going to put like a cast iron skillet on top of it, and then toss a handful of bullets, and then sneak away.
Okay.
Only,
make your
only
survival
you
roll.
can only you can prevent forest fires, Saul.
Well, it'll be fine. There's no druids in the party. What did you need me to roll? I'm sorry.
Survival check.
Survival?
Survival check. Okay.
So the DC has been lowered because of all the things that you're using.
Can you roll it with a regular roll as well?
That would be nice, but it's okay if you don't want me to.
No siree, Bob.
No straight roll just because of the extra stuff. Okay.
Just
In that case,
right click it so you can roll at disadvantage.
what was that?
You can just right click it to roll at
Yeah, I was about to
disadvantage.
say.
Oh, that's good to know. Okay. Well, I got a 9, so
Just enough. It's okay.
okay.
You're able to get this fire going. Though, the sound of and the crackle of the little twigs on sticks you put in there do attract the attention of these 4 bluecoats. You're able to
That's
place
fine.
the pot down, and you're able to slip away because their perception rolls are really great.
Yeah. Do you remember I put a handful of bullets in the skillet?
Yeah.
You did put a handful of bullets in the skillet.
Okay. Just to make sure.
I'm gonna have to improvise how this trap works because I didn't. I knew this was coming, but I also haven't found any rules about cooking bullets Vietnam
just-
style for 5th edition D&D.
Yeah, it's not really
I would
meant.
say it just,
Huh?
yeah. I would say right. They make a dexterity saving throw, and then they take the same amount of damage as if it'd been shot out of a pistol.
Well,
that makes sense to me,
sure.
right?
I guess so. It's not really meant to be. He's position. I do want him to like position it where it's like a non-lethal thing, like if it's behind a tree or something, where it's less likely to hit anyone.
Okay.
It's just
Okay,
more
so
of a
you're not
distraction.
cooking bullets Vietnam style.
No,
trying to
it's-
understand.
No, he's cooking
Just trying to
bullets that
understand
just
correctly, yeah.
pop. He's just
It's
making
like-
he's just making
You're
bullet
just making
popcorn.
popcorn. You're just
Yeah,
making
he's
popcorn.
making bullet popcorn. That's what's happening.
Freedom corn, as we call it.
Yeah,
Kennedy
if you want to
corn.
do, if you want to do like a luck roll or something to see if like maybe like he has bad luck and one of the bullets hits somebody, that'd be fine. But he would be trying to position it like behind a tree or something where it's less likely
Sounds
to
interesting.
hurt somebody.
I think the better thing to do is just roll the dexterity saving throws for the bluecoats, hey? And
That's
we'll see if they have bad luck because I don't think it's
That
a soul
sounds
thing,
good.
honestly.
That sounds fine.
Yeah,
to
fair
me.
enough.
That's okay.
Yeah, fair enough. It doesn't seem like Saul would have any control over where the bullets would go.
Sure. But yeah, he's
You
just trying to
hear them
right now.
behind you. What in tarnation is that? Yeah, what is it? Poke it with a stick. And then you hear.
Whoa, what the hell was that?
Ah!
Oh no!
With that, I'd like to go back to the rest of the party.
Absolutely.
Aslan, you're flying away through the air. How are you trying to get away? Because if you're flying like straight up, they'll lose you pretty quickly in overbrush. But if you can try and avoid another shot coming your way, basically. Tell me what you're doing.
Did they not get
Um,
distracted by their other bluecoats being fucking like by this bullet
This is
popcorn?
happening simultaneously. This is happening.
Oh yeah,
happening
okay, fair enough.
simultaneously.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I would say Aslan started flying. First, he started flying straight, like just the opposite direction, and then after he gained some distance, like he would look behind him and then start to go up a bit.
Okay. With disadvantage, it's 11 plus. Yeah, no, it's a miss. another bullet is shot off into the sky as you hear some commotion from behind you. And then from further down the road, you hear this snap, crackle, and pop, followed by a blood-curdling scream, followed by the rest of the party hearing the snap, crackling, pop, crackle, and pop, and a blood-curdling scream, followed by the redcoats looking at each other, and then whistling. As the shorter figure shouts gruffly, "We've been had, I think it's a trap!" And they start to mount on their horses to make their way out of there, rather briskly.
They're leaving, John.
What about the reverends? What are they doing?
They're mounting up. They're the ones who gave the orders that they think it's been some sort of
Yeah.
trap or distraction.
They're the redcoats.
Oh,
Are they by
The
themselves
red-
now?
So,
or
so
no?
wait, they're commanding the blue coats?
It would appear so.
Okay.
Wait, they're
Shit.
what?
I know. I think John just waits. If the red reverends end up like trailing the blue coats, nah, fuck it. He's just gonna stay hidden for now.
As they're mounting up, you hear some more grumbling, as well as one of them saying, "Dead horse. You idiots knew this was a fucking setup, didn't you?" As they get cussed at by the two fellows in red cloaks. And the six mount up on their horses and proceed back down the road, where you hear them bump into another party of running bluecoats.
Did they
And
see
the sound of much confusion?
Did my horse not run by them?
Did you just leave it on the road?
No, I sent it like down the road towards the redcoats.
On the road? Then probably it would be in the custody of some of the bluecoats.
Okay, that's fine. Okay.
With that, what would everybody like to do?
I know what Saul wants to do. I would like to sneak back to the road, probably like get up in the trees to have a good vantage point of the
Mhm.
road, to try to figure out where everyone is and what's going on.
That's probably what
Okay.
Aslan would do as well, using his last few minutes of flying.
At this point, yeah, it's last few minutes. Sorry, Lila.
Lula's gonna ask, quietly ask Frank and John, guys, what's the plan?
Gotta wait until Aslan double backs. How far is Aslan at this point? Would he come back to like the foxhole, or what path would he take? Because I mean, flight lasts 10 minutes. I feel like only a few minutes went by between all this that's happening, right? Like it hasn't been that
It's been
long.
rather rapid. You have
plenty
enough
of
time, yeah.
Like all he did was pick up Trent. He did a little boot trail. Then the officers like stopped him. He spoke a minute to them, and then now he's flying away, and it's freaking chaos.
Yeah. It's been a couple minutes.
Yeah, like
So
I
what
said,
is Aslan doing?
Aslan would fly up and try to see what's going on. He would probably use his, he has the eagle vision. So he will fly
Mhm.
up and just try to see where Saul is at and where the rest of the party is at.
Well, he would
Okay.
know where the rest of the party is, or he'd know where to look.
Yeah, but he doesn't know if they're in trouble or not.
Yeah. Fair enough.
What are the special features of your eagle vision again? Sorry, it's been a couple
It
weeks since I
just
read
it
it.
can see up to 1 mile
120
away
feet.
with no difficulty.
Oh shit. Yeah.
Okay.
You
So
can see small details.
yeah, so you can see John's little green hairs sticking out above the trench, and his little spectacles reflecting some light as he tries to like peek over every once in a while to see what's going on down the road. As well as that, you can see Saul's recently dyed beard as he peeks out from this little vantage point that he's found himself. You guys can see that it appears that the bluecoats have all gathered not far from where Saul's little little potluck was set up, and they seem to be treating one of their men on the road. It seems they're tying his leg and trying to get him back to town.
Okay.
In the meantime, the red cloaked individuals are barking orders at the rest of them, who break off into pairs and start doing perimeter searches, starting from where the potluck was and searching around.
Okay.
That's what's currently going on.
Here's what I need to know. Do I have a good look at the elven one?
You have a decent view of both of them. You're not too far away, but that being said, they have their cloaks up and are still far enough away that you feel safe enough and stealthed, basically.
Yeah.
So you don't have a clear view of either of them, actually.
I don't. I want to get in closer to where I'm. Go ahead.
Okay. I'm just gonna roll another perception check then.
That's fine.
I was using your stealth from before. As you make your way in closer and approach, trying to get a better look, the individual's eyes start to, and his ear twitches towards you for a second. You swear his eyes glance directly at you,
Mm-hmm.
but they seem to pass over you.
Cool. What I need to know is he the one I shot last game?
Indeed, he is.
I did like 25 damage to him, I think, or something crazy.
The window elf.
You
How
did.
badly?
You did it. It was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like nearly 40 damage.
Yeah, something
It was
crazy
a lot,
like
man.
that. It was a lot. So does he look like pretty bad right now?
He looks as if some sort of magical healing has been used to cover up his wounds. So there is still blood, on like his collar and a little like dribble coming out of his mouth from where it was before that he wipes. That he's like clearly wiped, but you can still see the stains, But he doesn't look like he's just run out. Still, with a hole in the side of his face, sort of thing.
Gotcha. So he doesn't look like somebody I could one shot with my rifle and run away and put the entire party in danger.
One tap him.
One shot, one kill.
He's not bloodied or anything like that. No.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, in that case, I'm just gonna fade back into the underbrush and make my way back to the rest of the party.
While you were closer, his face looked very familiar. It reminded you of something horrible. And as you're fading back into the underbrush, thinking on this fine, elven, unaged face, this youthful, almost, cunning in his eyes, you hear the screams echo in your memory.
Mm-hmm.
And you remember what happened in the on the Mosquito Coast. You remember the flames. You remember the screams, the men, women, children, and it's haunting.
Okay.
And you remember the face so clearly laughing, and all that misery.
All right. I kind of just want to shoot him now, but I'm gonna restrain myself. I'm gonna restrain myself.
For Aslan, you could just see the Saul's face where he's like,
yeah,
no, I can't.
no, it's bad. Yeah, I'm still gonna go to the rest of the party because I he's got like white knuckles. Like you could probably the first thing you guys probably hear is probably not his footsteps. You can probably hear his knuckles popping as he gets closer to you guys, just from like clinching so hard. I'll explain it better whenever he gets there. Whenever he actually gets there.
Well, unless you guys would like to say something, Saul is making his way back.
Has Aslan made it back already?
Aslan is circling back
Yep.
as well.
So once they return, like people can tell that John's eyes are still glowing behind his new shades, and Aslan he still has that weightlessness to him. But once he gets back, he finally releases it, and he seems like a little less tense, like he can finally relax now that he releases the magic.
Aslan, are
And
you okay? Sorry.
Yeah, I just yeah, don't worry.
Did you get shot?
we need to get out of here.
Where's Saul?
Yeah, he's gonna. When you say that, he's gonna slide into the
Into the hole.
ditch with you guys, and you're gonna see that his hands are clenched so tight that when he like doesn't clench them, there's just like blood trickling down.
Yeah. Saul sneaks up on, and then John freaks out a little bit, and he stumbles back and puts his hands to the glasses, and he screams, "Ah! Oh, Rick, it's you, man."
John, relax. All right. Saul, are you
Settle
all right?
down.
What
No,
was all
I'm not all right.
So many blue coats.
Shit, I almost had it.
There were too many bluecoats, man. I couldn't get a clean shot off.
It's fine.
As Saul, by the way, as Saul comes closer, he will also feel a little bit invigorated as he also gets 4 temporary HP points. Same
So many blue
for
coats.
Aslan.
Oh, please. Those red guys. Were those the Red Reverends?
Yeah,
Mm.
he's looking back out over the ditch just to see if he can still see him.
And
So
the
what
Reverends have
happened, man?
the colonial army?
I'm sorry, what?
The blue coats, they were following the orders of those red cloak guys. If those are the
Well,
Reverends,
yeah, it's not. They do have a hierarchy.
If we kill
He
these
settled back
people,
in.
do we become outlaws?
Well, no, probably just me, but that doesn't change anything.
what did you do in town?
Yeah, what happened?
I nearly killed that knife-eared one.
Guys, I think maybe we should find another location. I think this hiding spot has been compromised. The bluecoats are doing a perimeter. You can see Frank like nervously looking around. We might need to get out of here before we get caught again, because Aslan had an altercation with the bluecoats. I'm sure if we're found with him, they're gonna ask some more questions we don't want to answer. Let's get out of here.
I hope you're happy, Saul. Now we gotta skip town, and you didn't even get your revenge. What kind of whack plan was that?
No, I'm not very happy, John. I suspect I would have done better on my own.
Tiff,
That's why I didn't want to tell you about it.
You practically were on your own.
Yeah, you just made us wait here.
If I'd been on my own, it wouldn't have mattered if there was bluecoats here or not.
I don't think you could have taken the amount of bluecoats that were around, Saul. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, no.
I don't doubt your skills, but that's a lot of bullets to dodge.
It wouldn't have been as the way you're thinking, but it's fine. We'll be all right.
We gotta skip
We
town.
don't have.
Go back to Delta City or investigate the hive. You
We don't have.
didn't you?
We don't have to skip town. We can go into the what's it called?
The shitty part of town, Flea Bottom.
Shitty part of town. We can hide out there. And that's where the
I guess-
hive is probably acting anyway.
I got you. I guess you finally got what you wanted, huh? Let's go to shitty part of the town. Let's go. Frank will get out of the hole.
Hold up. Now I think you gotta find another hobo to switch identities with. They're probably gonna be looking for you. And for Trent here. What's Trent supposed to do now? He sticks a thumb to Trent, who has like no shoes on, mud on his feet.
Trent sort of sitting back. The idea of running away doesn't seem so bad now.
Well, we can get him another horse, send him on his way.
Another horse? Those things aren't cheap.
Yeah, you're not.
Yeah,
What goes
somebody
with my
else.
name?
Somebody else should.
Back. He
John
looks at
should probably buy the horse because they're probably going to be after us for the deposit.
we buying another horse for Trent. That's your responsibility. I'm not paying for that. This was all your idea. We're in this mess because of you.
Well, I'm not very liquid right now, John.
Well, I guess you reap what you sow.
Well,
You gotta figure.
how long has it been since Frank has told the guy from the fancy place to tell him when the payment comes in?
Literally the same day.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Right.
Oh, we were rest up. We'll get our pay. I'll take care of Trent. And
Maybe you can sell one of your fancy new guns there. Get the horse that way.
yeah, maybe. If I feel like it.
Indeed, you're a grown man, Saul, and you don't really want to listen to me. And we listened to you for, 1 or 2 days, and look where that ended up. Can we go back to doing things my way? Please.
That's fine, John. It's like I said. If you hadn't pressed into my business, we wouldn't even have been doing this to begin with.
Oh, so this is my fault now?
Well,
That's
okay.
rich.
Hold up.
That's rich, precious.
Hold up. Both of you complaining about this right now is going to get us nowhere. Trent, you're sticking with us for the meantime. There's nothing we can do about it right now. Let's all just go to the shitty part of town, relax, and do something else.
Afraid it's not that
Right.
simple. Now we gotta disguise Saul up here at the very least, and probably Trent too.
Does
You guys have
anyone
any change of clothes?
or a hat?
Not that'll fit him.
Trent pulls out a little flask from Saul's coat that he is now wearing. He goes, "Nope."
Trent, let's trade clothes back. I'm not going to get you killed in my account.
I was just getting comfy. Starts taking off the jacket.
Yeah. Sorry.
Guys, can we do this somewhere else besides this hidey hole?
It's a great hole. I don't know why you're complaining.
The
So you can also
the
hear
bluecoats are doing a perimeter.
you can
Uh,
also hear
road.
squelching boots coming through the mud.
What the fuck? Who's that?
Settle down. Leans back, peeks over the edge, sees whose it is.
It's a couple of bluecoats doing their perimeter.
Just hunker down for a minute.
You guys are quiet for a minute. They pass.
Are they heading east or west?
East. They're heading down the road.
Fuck. Damn, I wanted to go east. I guess we just wait here. They haven't found us yet. Hopefully, once they give up searching for us, we can slink our way back to town. I just never told you to get to the east side. Wait, it's the south side, right? That was bad.
Yeah.
Okay, if we can get to the south side, without getting spotted by the guard, I have to take a boat across the river. And then we just wait until either they stop searching or something happens, or at least until those two bluecoats that came from the east or headed east, until they come back and head back west again. If they happen to do that, then John would suggest that we head east and maybe like spend the night out in the wilderness.
Maybe 15, 20 minutes later, they pass back in the opposite direction, seeming to have not found anything, and continue to join up with the rest of their comrades. At this point, a wagon comes down the road, and the two bluecoats help lift the departed horse to the back of the wagon and drag it off. And in the last second, what you see is the shorter of the two red-cloaked individuals looking back suspiciously, eyeing the whole scene down the road, looking where the horse fell, looking into the swamp before turning his horse. And
Wait, are they the last two?
just one of them is like riding with the cart now at this point. And as the cart goes past him, turns around and starts to leave as well.
Okay. I'm gonna let him go.
After a moment of silence, the bluecoats are gone.
Yeah, pardon me. So yeah,
No.
spend the...
That was all I was saying.
Okay.
Pardon me.
Shall we spend the night here, or I think we should just to be safe. Even though I feel like shit and I could really use a proper bed. God.
I was promised a suite.
Oh, fuck.
It could just be too risky.
It's up to you, Trent, if you want to go take it.
You know where it is, right?
Of course he does.
Well,
He looks at you guys again, pulls out his flask, has a sip, and goes, "Slept in the mud before, can sleep in the mud again."
All right.
Let's just play it safe, given all that's happened. We'll spend the night here, and early in the morning we can make our way back into town. Hopefully the guard will be nice and sleepy by then, so we can make our way to the south side undetected. Get comfortable, guys. Maybe we should start a fire.
Okay. Luna will attempt to start a fire.
Gonna
With
need
a
some
little
wood.
bit of work, some wood gathering, it's not that difficult to get a fire started. Excuse me, everyone. That's the old bronchitis.
Yeah.
Delicious.
Yeah. What's that roll?
And you're able to get a fire burning.
Okay. Ta-da! Fire warmth. Red stuff.
I'm just gonna ask you now: are you guys just camping in the same little ditch, or are you gonna move further east, like John suggested? What's your plan?
I think we're just gonna stay here. It's been serving us well so far. So. And I imagine it's a little bit more sheltered from the elements than. I think it's already a readied shelter, more or less.
Mm-hmm.
So I was thinking we can stay here unless anyone wants to do something different.
Anybody have anything to say?
I think
Now, forever hold your peace.
Aslan is
Saul
gonna
is
check
just-
around, probably.
Yeah, Saul's just passed out, man. He's like sullen and quiet and sleeping.
Luna would also like to keep watch.
Please give me a perception roll. Aslan, you're checking around. What are you checking for?
Fresh tracks, like in the last hour or so.
Okay. Survival or nature, please.
17.
So you can see your own tracks that you made. You can see the bluecoats who followed you. You can see some more of these bluecoat patrols that seem to have circled around the area.
Did you find
can
Trent's
see Trent sitting there, and he's asking, "So, where are my boots?"
I guess he'll go pick it up.
And you can find what appear to be the tracks of some small water buck. It looks like a small swamp-dwelling antelope.
Okay.
Are you looking for anything in specific?
No, he'll just go pick up the boots, bring it back to Trent, and then he's gonna start taking off his armor.
Okay.
So, what's for dinner? John looks to Saul, asking.
Saul's just asleep.
That's right. That's
Jerk's
right.
awake. He's what?
You gonna make us dinner, or shall we go with Lula's cooking this time?
He reaches into his satchel and takes out a bag of jerky and throws it at you pretty hard.
Oh, but also thank you.
Hey, so
Turns around, goes back to sleep.
I got that.
It's got a mean throw for an old man. So Lula,
Make sure you share with the others,
Much
John.
obliged.
Oh, of course. You want some, Lula?
Oh, hell yeah. Thank you.
Of course. How about one of them stories? Could really use one of them right now.
Well, I'm kind of on watch, but I guess this is the perfect opportunity to tell a story. Long ago.
I'll help you look around, Lula. You go tell your story.
All right.
Frank says as he's lighting some tobacco.
All right. Lula goes over, shuffles over to Frank and tries to shove him towards the watch area so that she can go tell her story. Now that I have your full attention. Long ago in an ancient land.
If you want, you can make a performance check.
Oh, hell.
See how much you can impress Trent.
Yeah. Oh, man, this is going to be a great story. I got a 4.
Oh, God.
Oh, that's great.
Long ago, in an ancient place, a man, he was a brave man who did many a thing. And there was an evil in the world, and he destroyed it with his powerful.
It's okay. We're all tired, he says.
Saul's gonna roll over on his back and he's gonna say, "Lula, that's a terrible story.
I wasn't even finished. Have you finished?
I got one worse."
Yes.
Lay it on us.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go back.
Have you all been down the Mosquito Coast?
No.
No.
So you haven't
Sounds
heard of the
familiar.
massacre of the Mosquito Coast?
I think I've read that in a book somewhere.
Oh yeah, real fine work we did down there.
We?
We?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I
What'd you
remember
do?
the little landmark down there, cliffside, looking out over the coast. Sun looks real pretty coming up out there. Holy place. Real special. Only problem's the people already living there. Savages don't get along with the church. Send us down there to send a message. Killed the
What kind of
whole lot
message?
of them. Want to know how we did it?
Well, that's one hell of a message. Jesus, Saul.
We
How?
cornered them on the cliffside.
Did you
set
push them
fire to
off?
their homes, waved the flames, pushed them towards the edge.
Crazy Everflamer.
Oh yeah. Watched them. Preferred to take the dive. Some of the braver ones tried to break through. Got shot down by that elven fella. And I nearly fucking had him.
The one from earlier today?
Yep.
Hmm.
Never liked religion much. Really not for
It
me.
wasn't religion, John. It's about power.
Make 'em pray or make 'em pay. Yeah, Trent mumble somewhat drunkenly.
So I'm sorry it didn't go as planned today. I'm real
Well-
sorry. But that's because I didn't go about it the way I normally do. And the way I
Yeah.
normally do is alone.
To be honest, the plan wasn't very clear either.
It's fine. I thought I could get him. I thought I could get him and get out. Normally, it
Well-
don't matter who sees me. It doesn't matter how many bluecoats there are, but I got people to look out for. Got to the point where I just had to run or drag you all into it.
Yeah. Well, Saul, you didn't get him, but you did get out, and hey, we're all still breathing, so it's not all lost.
Well,
Yeah.
I think there's something you need to learn that we're all starting to learn as we're traveling together. We may have done great on our own for a while, but we can do much greater if we work together.
That is kind of the thing, isn't it? Sorry. If you guys aren't willing to help me take these guys out, become outlaws yourselves, then
I mean, I'm not fond of the bluecoats, but I can't become an outlaw. I got people to take care of.
I
I
understand.
got a job,
And
I got a job to protect.
us does not help us save the world. As much as I'd like to be there for you, Saul, I'm not in this for murder. I'm in this to help people. I thought that much was clear from the very start. That was always my intention. Like, why are we getting sidetracked? Like, I know these guys are scummy, but they're also powerful, and they're not what we're fighting.
I think your revenge is going to have to wait a little longer, Saul.
We're not what
At least
I'm
until
fighting.
we can get to a point where we can take these guys out without all the fuzz that comes with it.
I'll make you a deal. We'll handle this hive situation first. But alone or not, I'm killing that motherfucker before we leave.
Look, I can't promise to help you with that. I'm not really a killer for hire, you know. As much as we might be friends, I mean, let's be real, we've been traveling for a couple weeks together now. And, you know, I don't really have a taste for that type of life, that type of thing. I'll fight to defend myself, but when it comes to other people, you know, people like Aslan, she gestures to the Leonin. I need to give him a chance and, you know, do the right thing and walk away. I don't know. I feel like it's better to try and talk things out. Though I also understand that there's no talking to everyone, and I doubt there's talking to that man in red. But
No.
look, I can't really promise to help you take revenge on this man. I don't even know myself. You know,
I'm
like,
not asking you to.
yeah. But Can we focus on one thing at a time at least?
That's what we've agreed to.
Great then. But that's just me. Maybe the others feel differently, you know? What do you guys think about all this? He says,
I think I
looking to
understand. To Lula? Oh, go ahead.
Yeah.
Lula. Lula's a bit. Lula is shaken out of her deep contemplation. Look. What those bastards did. Even though it's not my power to go deliver my view of justice, at least I'm gonna help Saul out. At least help him to ease the pain that they caused him. It's the least I can do. Him and I, we go way back, one way or another. I can say that. So after we've done this little problem, I'm gonna help Saul out. I'm gonna help Saul sort his problem out. Least I could do.
Well, it's good to
I
know.
appreciate it, Lula.
And you, Frank?
I will make a plan. I'll probably be real quiet while I'm making it so that it's a good one. And if we do it right, we won't have to worry about becoming outlaws.
Good plan or not, I'm with you till the end.
Thank you.
What do you think of all this, Frank? You sounded like you were down to kill some people.
I mean, like I said, I got people to take care of, so as long as it doesn't jeopardize any of that, I don't mind. I've seen plenty of death in my life, and I'm not afraid to see a little more.
Yeah, it's not about seeing it; it's about causing it.
As he takes a big swig of his flask that's still full of moonshine.
With these kind of things, I'm sure there's no guarantees that you'll get away with it. What about you, Aslan? How do you feel about this? Do you understand it?
He closes his eyes for a second. And he opens. And you can tell that he takes a deep breath to try and find the words. Limited vocabulary. I'm no stranger to bad men taking from our lives. And sometimes I wish I had not run away before. Said, fought. So I will help Saul. And if I become outlaw, then, well, I'm already outlaw in the eyes of people.
Damn.
Well, you're not an outlaw to us, Aslan.
Oh,
You say that, Aslan, but I think being outlaw is different from being outcast. When you're an outlaw, people come to hunt you wherever you go, no matter how far you run. There will always be that shadow behind you, seeking you, and you'll never be able to fully rest or live a normal life again. But hopefully it doesn't come to it. Whatever your plan is, Saul, I really hope it's a good one. Maybe you should run it by us next time, huh? And we can work on this together. I imagine 5 heads can think better than one, so you don't have to do it all alone.
sure. I'm not sure that's what happened this time, but all right. I don't want to fight about it.
I'll be back quickly.
Believe it or not, I'm trying to help you and help us all here in our best interests, in the world's best interests, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. First, let's focus on the hive.
Yeah.
So Do you think we should go looking? Do you guys think we should go looking for it in the daytime or the nighttime?
Nighttime, right?
Yeah, I imagine at night will be when they do their evil activities or whatever it is these weird creatures do. When it's
Sleep
quiet.
through the day now.
I mean, as much as I am up for going out on night, and I agree with you guys, two of you, and Frank looks at Saul and John, two of you might need some rest. You guys have not been looking great.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. We could sleep now. It's what? Halfway through the day? We can sleep in, wake up midnight. Good time to sneak back into the city. Start an investigation then. With any luck, we can get in and out. Just get it done.
Yeah, we can only hope. Let's do it.
So
You go
by
ahead.
this point, enough activity has happened that it's at least mid-afternoon. It's not morning anymore. There's been the craziness. There's been the rustled up. You guys have gone shopping. You guys have gotten some horses. That was happening around midday. And since then, you've had this encounter and then laid low while the patrols came around. It's at least 2, 3 in the afternoon at this point.
That's fine. Yeah, we'll rest we'll take a long rest for 8 hours.
Okay.
Except John. John will just take a short rest.
But of course.
Yeah, but I guess while he's short resting, he's gonna cast sending, and then he's gonna ask Mr. Ouijan when they can be expecting the payment in Delta City.
Mr. Ouijan answers back. Aye, okay, there've been some complications, and the bluecoats and the feck fumbles, as well as some other strangers, are asking an awful lot of questions. I've arranged to have some money sent to you secretly through a contact of Crin's. And I think that was 25 words. I think I might have even gone over.
He'll cast it again.
Yeah, he's casting it again. Like, just do the whole thing, bro. He's gonna cast it again and then have it short rest. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. He'll then tell you that if you go to, sorry, I have it written down here. Let me double check which one it is. The mud bank. If you go to the mud bank, you can meet one of Crin's contacts, and I've arranged to have 500 gold sent to you. This is, of course, untraceable, and you must not let anyone from the company know that this is indeed your money. Mr. Whitestone's artifacts have been sent. Article, sorry.
I got
Wait,
excited there.
whose article?
Artifact.
Mine,
Frank's. Mr.
Oh,
Whitestone.
okay. Oh, Whitestone. Okay,
Mr. Whitestone.
Artifacts, not artifacts. My bad.
He would say, "Thank you. You have my word that will remain discreet. If you need our help again, I'll contact you." And then, and then he fades into the nether, and yeah, that's it. So he said he turns to the party and he says, "Seems our payment's in the mud bank. We can go grab it, perhaps the next morning, once we're done with the hive, if we make it out." Or that's assuming that we even solve this issue in one night. I think I need to sit down for a moment. I'm kind of dizzy.
You need to sleep is what you need to do.
Yeah, John, I think you should go to sleep.
Yeah, it's my mind. It's never quiet.
John, do you need help going to sleep?
Oh God.
When I'm doing that, if everybody wants to help out, that's what John is hearing in his head.
Hold on. Frank is just smiling out.
John, do you need help going to sleep?
What do you propose? Look, I already tried. I already tried drinking myself into a stupor. Yeah, that didn't really work out that great.
Well, I got two. Really, I got one sure way to do it, which I would love to do, but you might
I
not
know
like.
what that one is.
It's a stupid suggestion, I'm sure. And
It's a fun one for us.
and here I
Second-
thought you guys
Second
were
one, I did say that last game that I replenished like rations and got
terrible.
good stuff.
Terrible.
Yeah.
One of the things in the expanded chef thing is a warm milk recipe that will make the person imbibing it go to sleep if they want to.
Oh.
Okay.
Let's go.
I'll heat up some milk for my baby boy.
So telling you, I'm just gonna ask you this. I like that. I think that's really cool. But reasonably, when you went to pick up rations for taking into the wilderness, did you grab fresh milk when you did that?
I think so, man, because I am a chef. I got the chef feet.
Wait.
You know, there's no long life
fresh
milk in medieval
ingredients.
times, right?
Guys. He definitely would have because of Aslan. Aslan specifically said he wanted milk.
Oh.
True.
Okay.
He did ask for milk.
Okay,
yes.
Frank just saved you with that argument.
But is he getting milk? Is the question now.
You gotta convince Aslan to give up some of the milk.
Can I have some too?
Of course. I got 2 gallons worth because that's ostensibly as much as we could drink before it goes bad. But yeah, a special treat for my little boys.
Oh.
He rolls his eyes and pours it into a pan.
Oh, remind me to help you acquire some more milk of that soon.
Sure.
This drink of yours will help with the nightmares.
It's warm milk, the way Mama used to make if you had one.
Yeah, I do.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. Milk she gave me always tastes a little funny. She always said I was an excitable kid.
Yeah, I feel very uncomfortable right now.
You can see Frank just like has a confused look on his face. Is he talking about? No, he can't be.
Cow's milk. Oh my god, you guys are perverted. Goodness sake.
I don't.
He was talking about
I'm sorry,
whiskey.
Saul.
What the Trent say?
Yeah, he's gonna pour it out. He's gonna hand like a pewter mug to Aslan and a slightly smaller one to John.
Here goes nothing. It's hot as fuck, man.
John
Frank
will look to
use
his side and he'll
prestidigitation
see,
to just cool it
John
down
will look
for
to
him a
his
little.
side and see Aslan just chugging them down. Boiling hot.
You see him?
You can see the steam still coming off of it, like it's like pouring off of his face. And you can see the steam.
That right
coming
there is
off of
why
it.
Aslan's stronger than you, John. Is because you're too squeamish. You need to drink your milk and eat your vegetables. All right. Don't think I haven't seen you eating around the vegetables.
You're a fucking man. So yeah,
Milk
he goes and he drinks his milk.
brings a nice tender warmth to both of your bellies. Anybody else who wants to have some, if there's any left over.
Yeah,
And it's very soothing. Saul, would you like to describe it? Does it have like, I don't know, nutmeg or anything in it?
Yeah, man. It's got like nutmeg and maybe like a touch of cinnamon, maybe.
And this warm, aromatic milk fills your belly and seems to soothe you both somewhat.
All right.
What does it say that the person can go to sleep if they want to? That's
Basically, that's what it
That's
is
it?
for. Is like if they want to go to sleep, they can. I can try to find it and pull it back up, but I distinctly remember it because I was like, "That's awful niche."
I want to try.
Oh,
I want to take a deep
you-
breath and be like, "Good dreams, good dreams, good dreams, good dreams." Come on, let's go to your happy place, John. Go to your happy place.
Who's taking the first watch?
Me.
No, Frank will.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Frank is gonna tell Lula to sit back down, and he's just gonna smoke and drink a little bit throughout the night as he's calmly taking watch, and then at some point he'll have Lula take the second watch while he goes to sleep.
All right. Good night. Oh, good. Ah,
Aslan lays down, and the warm milk in his belly lulls him to sleep, comfortably, softly snoring. Me, 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 me.
Exactly what I was thinking.
And John feels his eyelids get heavy, and the warm, dark embrace of sleep wash over him. And then he feels something behind him. And as he turns, a pair of what look like yellow eyes in the forest blink at him through his dreams. And with that, we're going to go to break.
Hey.
Saw that coming.
And we're back once again in the pitch dark of John's dreams as he floats in the inky black. As he floats, he turns to see two eyes, yellow, reflecting like wolves, hungry and haunting, staring at him incessantly, staring into him. Would you like to describe the rest of it to us?
Shit. I mean, I don't know what's going on.
Okay, well,
I mean, John would just call out, Aslan, is that you? Fearfully.
you hear what sound like heavy pads scraping snow. And it reminds you of frosty days of your childhood in Baygate when the canals would freeze over and everyone would be slipping and sliding on the frosted streets. You hear a slight growl. You hear a twig snap. And as you snap and look to the side, it's the pitch black of midnight, and your companions awake around you. And while your dreams were not easy, you did seem to have slept. And for the first time, you wake feeling at least somewhat rested.
Blessed be the holy milk. He looks over to Saul. Is he currently sleeping?
Yeah,
Or is that
he's.
already?
I think he's up. He's probably got like his shirt off. He's doing his Bruce Lee thing.
Saul, why didn't you wake us? It's dark out. We should get going.
Sure. You looked so tuckered out.
Yeah. It wasn't the most pleasant sleep, but I feel better. Thanks for that.
Yep. I had to get some more before we leave. The others awake? What's going on?
Luna should be awake because she took second watch. Frank is asleep. I don't know what Aslan's doing.
Yeah, whoever's asleep, but John walks over to you and he gently shakes you and then says, "Come on, it's time to go. It's dark out. Let's get moving."
Okay.
And then we make our way back to Delta City under cover of night. Is it like a main
Nick,
gate?
you're muted.
As you make your way back under the dim moonlight, semi-obscured by the swamp overhang, there are patrols of bluecoats, now in groups of 4, marching up and down the road.
We would definitely try and evade them. And
Yeah.
anytime we see a patrol, we would go into like the tree line and wait for it to pass. And we would just walk just only under moonlight if there is one, without any lights out. Using those who have a dark vision to guide the other ones.
We're able to do that, and as you're asking, John, this is indeed one of the main thoroughfares of Baygate. You guys have taken the northeastern road, which follows the river, and
City.
sorry,
You just said Baygate, but you mean Delta City.
Yeah, into Delta City. Yeah, sorry, my bad. I had canals on my mind. Too much living in the Netherlands. And this is indeed one of the main thoroughfares. In fact, it seems like a decent amount of cargo might be hauled, if not all the way that you guys went, at least to the docks, which seem to clutch the riverside along this road. And as you approach, what you notice is like the city isn't a walled city by any means, but the houses are so tightly packed together that only a few alleys and roads actually, cut through. And by the time that you've reached the actual brick-built interior of the city, close enough that you've started reaching big buildings and whatever, it does indeed seem like most of these thoroughfares are blocked off by patrols of bluecoats. And you're going to have to think about how you want to enter the city.
There's no walls or anything, is there? Can we just wander up? Yeah, just wander up somewhere.
You can. You'll have to like evade the patrols as you try and sneak through the alleyways and try and see how you sneak through.
Okay. Yeah, let's do that. Can I?
First of all,
group stealth check or?
yeah, I was going to do a skill check, but you guys are trying to get to the south side at this point, or are you trying to get Trent to the best in the west, or are you trying where's the party? Where are you trying to get? Because you just said you were trying to get back into the city, and get along this road back in towards the city, you're going basically directly into the west end.
Yeah, I think we want to head directly into like the south end, right? And then if Trent wants to go to the west,
we're bringing Trent back to the best in the west. So that's where there's the most blue coats and everything. No, we're just gonna go straight south. We should do anything with Trent. What are we doing with Trent? Maybe we should just tell him to freaking stay outside the town or something. Wait for us, or I can always cast sending to him to tell him what to do next. So,
if you guys want to head south, you are going to have to make your way over one of the various bridges of the town.
Okay. I think John would just cast Fly on Aslan again, just have him carry us across instead of risking a bridge.
Okay.
But I mean, are there any points where we could like, cross it in the dark over the water without a high risk of being spotted?
Now you guys are sort of in the west end docks along the riverside. That whole stretch of road basically it starts off with storage houses and things like that for the docks, and then ends up with small little fish markets and people's just homes and people's private docks on the riverside. And you can find there are a couple of spots that aren't particularly well lit, that don't seem to be guarded. And if you guys would like to give me 3 successes or 3 failures to get across the river and sneak everyone into the south end, what would you like to do to try and aid in this endeavor?
I would like to use stealth to try to. I'd like to use the stealth roll to just find a place, point out a good place to land that's out of sight.
Okay. John is casting Fly on Aslan.
Jesus. I got a 12 on that stealth.
Check or something? Shake charisma check.
For what? Sorry.
I don't know, for helping us get across undetected to the south part of town.
So I was gonna say, if Aslan wants to do that to get everyone across, I would say roll some sort of either. I'm thinking about it because it would probably be stealth, but Saul's already rolled stealth, so give me some sort of physical, athletics or acrobatics to drag everybody across in a quiet and swift manner.
I control roll athletics.
23.
No, Aslan is carrying everyone. 23. That's one failure. I mean, one success.
I was about to say, Jesus. 23, that's a failure.
12, on the other hand, Saul does not spot out a good spot.
I may have rolled as low as I can, almost.
Without it being a critical one, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Anything else, I guess John will be a lookout and roll perception.
Okay. Frank and Lula.
15, not so bad.
That's a success. You have a lookout, and while Saul points out this spot, Aslan, who are you pushing across first?
Probably Frank. Start with the heaviest first.
You can see
see
Frank
this-
just like a little baby just.
Frank and Lula, you guys still can contribute.
I don't know what Frank's gonna contribute, man.
You don't have to do anything then.
Thinking.
Okay. Well, Frank gets carried across to the spot that that Saul spotted on the other side, and as Aslan's carrying him, John just notices. And how do you stop Aslan across the river?
With his telepathy, he says, "There's someone coming." In his mind, the voice feels like almost like a little warbled, like as if he's speaking behind a wall of water.
Wait, to Frank?
To Aslan.
No, to Aslan.
Oh, okay.
I guess Hassan will not drop off Frank and fly back.
I mean, you can also just stop in the shadow, like before you get to the light, sort of thing.
Don't say-
Before you get to the other edge. And as you do, one of these teams of four bluecoats sort of lazily walks past, and you hear them laughing and boasting. And one of them go, I swear, she was in love with me, she was. Beautiest girl I ever seen in my whole world. And the others sort of laugh him off, and the patrol makes their way down the road. But that's two successes and one failure. I need one more success before this can be completed.
Yeah, Lula's gonna roll, I guess, acrobatics for nifty disembarks for rough landings to make sure the landing looks rough, but the occupant that landed rough can quickly get up and like have his wits about him.
You mean like you help boost people up to Aslan, right? You can either catch people from Aslan or boost people up. You could do it like that, right?
Yeah, like that.
Okay. Give me a roll then, please.
Don't let me down, acrobatics. Don't let me down. Son of a bitch!
11, unfortunately, is a failure. And as you're trying to help Aslan raise, who's getting helped by Lula here?
Who's next?
Who's getting helped by Lula here? I need a name, guys. Someone volunteer.
I'll help
Hey, John.
Lula.
I mean, Frank is already somewhere else, so he can't really help, right?
Right, yeah, Frank's on the other side. Lula's like trying to help someone to get to Aslan.
So let's say
John?
Aslan tries to drop off Lula, and Lula tries to catch him, and then what?
Yeah.
Okay.
But as Lula's trying to catch him, she's standing on the other side, and but a single foot just touches the top of the water. And you suddenly hear the boisterous laughter, the chatter die down. Frank, what are you doing? 2 successes, 2 failures. It's on you right now.
Yeah.
Frank is like in the shadows, right? He's
Mm-hmm.
blue coats
You're waiting
around.
on the other side. What are you doing?
I'm just gonna hunker down and stay quiet, try not to be noticed.
I need you to do something to contribute to the entire party's ability to cross the river here. As part of the skill check. So if you use like a spell,
could I do
or
like an
distraction
investigation?
or whatever.
Distraction? I could do a distraction.
So did you hear the situation that just happened? The tip of John's foot has just splashed against the water, and the patrol of guards has suddenly gone quiet from all their rambunctious chatter and laughter.
Oh, could I use prestidigitation to make? Is there like, wait, what's around me that I could like manipulate in such a way in kind of a way with prestidigitation to distract them?
You are at a
Like-
dockside. There are piers, there are boats, there are people's houses.
Could I make some sparks on one of the boats to distract them? That's like away from the party.
Your prestidigitation is 30 feet.
30-foot range, yeah.
I don't
So,
know. How far?
So tell you what, can I just silently cast use minor illusion and make a fish like jump out of the water 30 feet away? Oh, but where like the blue coats can see it, because it only has a set of components. Minor illusion, so that's what he does.
Okay,
Do you need me to deception or something?
Yeah, give me a deception roll, and I'm going to roll to see how these guys perceive that.
I'm good at this, guys. Hey, 24.
That's awesome.
24, nice. Just a fish. Yeah, but my thing is, my think it's a bloody mermaid, wouldn't he? Ooh, mermaid's real. And they continue laughing at their one friend.
Poor guy.
John presses up against the window, looking relieved. Oh my gosh, that was close. Frank,
Right.
come on. Go get him, Aslan.
Aslan
You're
carries
not
on.
able to.
To Aslan. Go get him.
He does.
At this point, John feels something very familiar. Cold chill goes up his spine. And then the second the chill snaps, and you feel that aching loss.
Something's wrong. Got a bad feeling.
Soul's gonna look around, see if he can see anything, since he knows all about John's feelings now.
There's nothing around you in the clear vicinity that would seem alarming. There's shadows, there's darkness, there are patrols of bluecoats walking the streets.
Could I hear
now you
or
guys-
smell anything, maybe?
A smell? No.
Probably
There's
smells
nothing
of
in
fish.
your. Yeah, it smells of fish and the same stagnant, greasy river smell that you've smelt the entire time, basically, that you've been along the Delta River. And
John's. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
you guys are now in the southeast end, so you notice that the houses are specifically poorer and more shanty, more wooden, more stacked on top of each other. If you'd like to continue, John, that's all. It's just fluff.
John says, "Hi, I think we're being watched. They know we're here. They're expecting us.
Who's
We have
they?
to be careful. Those monsters, whatever they are, those creatures, the hive.
Well,
They can sense us.
can they sense us, or they can sense you?
Sure, but we know we're close. It has to mean that we're close. This feels like the pyramid all over again.
Can
Come
you channel that? Can you track them?
I can try." He puts his hands out and he tries to feel for the source of this intrusion or whatever it is, this noise.
So you let your mind wander into this psionic space. But Saul, you can hear that there's more patrols of bluecoats in the area. And for a minute, John is gone and silent. In another minute, they seem to be getting closer. And John, what you feel as you reach out, it's strange, this feeling, because you're reaching into yourself, into your own mind, and it's pulling you outwards into this broad sort of ocean of energy. And something that you notice immediately is like an ocean where there are usually just the continuous waves. There is stillness and small. If you've ever seen the wind blow very harshly over a still ocean, you know those tiny ripples where there's no waves, but the water is just being pulled into the air, and it creates almost like spittle and froth in the air. And it seems that the entire city is engulfed in this shaken stillness. And then as you're reaching out, you feel something just tap against the glass. Ting, 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 ting. Saul, at this point, they're getting dangerously close, and the bluecoats are about around the corner.
All right, I'm gonna pull him.
Everybody can hear footsteps at this point.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull John into like an alleyway or something like that, like just somewhere we can hide.
Yeah, I mean, he would try and follow this to the source of it, preferably taking like the alleyways and the back roads, attempting to avoid the patrols. Also, like, I guess that's fine. Yeah, we would just go with that. Keep it simple.
Okay, well, as you're pulled aside into the alleyway, it sort of breaks this connection for but a mere moment. And then I'm going to ask for a group stealth roll, please, as you guys try and crouch in this alleyway, if that's what everybody's going to do.
Please let me roll decent today.
Please, disadvantage. Give me the advantage.
Bro, I just rolled another 2.
It's okay. Your 2 is my 12. We got 12, 12, 11. Frank got a 7. God damn. Hasley got an 8. Oh shit.
Disadvantage.
Wait,
It's
but
not
Frank
looking.
Frank rolled with disadvantage.
He has armor on. That's why.
I have armor that gives me disadvantage. Yeah.
But
Wait,
didn't
don't
you
you
take
have
it
armor?
off?
Also, don't you have scale mail on?
Yeah, but
Doesn't that give this?
he took it off.
I have skill mill. When did I never took off my
You
armor?
said that you took it off.
Aslan
You're right.
took it off.
Aslan took it off. I didn't take off my armor.
Yeah.
No, he was saying that he took it off.
Oh,
So yeah, so that's like a 9 or a 10 average.
As you guys are standing in the hallway, John, in the alleyway, John, you make this connection again. You feel this ting 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 tapping at the glass, and as you try and approach it in your mind, it's not as if you're in the streets of the city. It's more like the streets have become pipes, and it's sewage all around you, and finally you find the source of this tapping in your mind, and you see a small, pale face reach what looks like a glass jar and just put a hand against it for scraping down. And then you feel the snap again. And at this point, one of the bluecoats goes, "Oi, can see you there, come out."
Lost it.
John, did you catch what the end of what I said there?
No, my internet went down.
That's unfortunate. Okay, so
rewind.
this tapping in the glass, you follow it, and the city streets and this blackness in your mind starts to turn to pipes and tunnels and sewage and waste. As you find the source of this tapping, you turn in the blackness and you see what looks like a glass or a jar or a vase maybe. And as you approach its murky water, you see a pale, small face and a lone hand reach out, tap the glass, and slide down. And at about this point, the rest of you hear a voice go, "Right, come out, we can see you there."
So I was going to look at John expectantly, try to shake him awake.
What? What is it? Ah, damn it all, bluecoats. What do you want?
"What are you lot doing out? Don't you know there's a curfew on?"
Curfew? Since when?
They sort of like look at each other. They look at you. About a week, I guess.
How come this is the first time we hear of it? Is this only in the South End?
No, curfews around everywhere.
What's the why?
You
Why
guys
is there
are clearly
curfew?
out in the West End after dark.
Why is this curfew?
For your own safety. Now,
Fine.
What are you
We'll
lot
go-
doing out here?
We'll go back to our rooms then.
Well, we were not aware. Okay. We were just going for a leisurely stroll. We're going away now. And Frank will like wave the rest of the people like, oh yeah, all right, come over. Let's go away. And just kind of try to walk away from them.
You know how to
Not
get
so
back.
fast. And
Yeah.
one of them steps behind you and calls out, No. I'm going to make sure you get there. And a pair of them start to escort you. Where are you walking?
I guess we would like walk towards the construction site. Be like, it's this way, John would say, and try and go deeper into the south side.
You're not from around here. Where are you staying?
Sure, I think it's just beyond over there.
At this point, they start to get a little bit suspicious. One of them clutches his brass baby a bit tighter.
Yeah. So once we're like further away from the other two bluecoats from the 4-man patrol, he would turn around and say, "Look, we're here investigating the disappearing people. Now, what do you need from me to let us try and figure out what's going on here in the South End? We know all about the rumors, and we're trying to get to the bottom of it."
They look at each other. And they look at you. And they look at each other. Give me a persuasion roll.
But it's the truth.
That's why it's persuasion and not deception, okay?
Yeah, 17.
17?
Yes.
Under whose authority, then?
It's our own. We just happen to be adventurers. We came across a series of flying, living nightmarish horrors that attacked us in the mountains north of here. We barely made it out with our lives, and we slew one of them, and it crashed within the swamp. We followed its carcass there, and come to find out that there's more activity from those monsters in this area. And so we've traveled all the way from Tenton to here. And this is where the lead takes us. Last time we heard, most of the disappearances are happening over the construction site, and we mean to go check it out. All we need from you is for you to look away, just for tonight.
They look at each other, then they look at you. One guy goes, I think the rat catchers. And one sort of looks at him and he goes, What's it worth to you?
No.
I think 10 gold would be a nice night out in the West End.
Maybe each.
And that's why we're not the best in the West, even.
Maybe each, he replies.
Goodness sake, you're gonna try and run us dry when we're out here trying to help your town, help you, putting our lives at risk.
Help us help ourselves, then.
Well, as you mess, then he goes and he puts his hand in his coat, but within his coat he has his new magical bag, and so he pulls out a handful of golden coins, or I guess 2 hands, and then he pours them into their hands, and said, "Well, here you go. Well, thanks for this, I guess. You gentlemen have a nice evening."
One looks at the other and you go, What's it? Carnaby Street. Right, 27 Carnaby Street. Took them home nice and safe. And they walk off, chinking the gold into their pockets. Yeah, went off without a hitch.
See, gentlemen, you don't have to shoot your way out of everything. Now, let's move
It was
on.
very, very inspiring, John.
Maybe you can learn something, Saul.
If only I had all the gold in the world.
Yeah, if only you didn't spend it all buying guns.
Ladies, now's not the time.
So, yeah, let's move on. And you're right, Lula. He is being a lady.
So, where would you guys like to move on to?
We're gonna try and go to the construction site that Trent had referred to earlier.
You have to evade a couple more of these parties of bluecoats, but you're able to, now knowing their movements and knowing what they do. And you eventually find yourself to an area with a small plank fence palisade surrounding it. And it seems that there are bluecoats stationed at the entrances, as well as sort of patrolling the general area. You notice that this part of the city, the roads seem to be like much more. They've been more recently constructed than many of the others, and it seems that a whole bunch of work has been put into this area to really soup it up compared to the east end like the east side of the city that you guys have sort of been in. You know, there's been clear work put in, and as you approach this wooden palisade area, it seems that it's very, very large.
Quick question for you: is the mud bank in the south end or
Yeah,
no?
south end.
It
South
is. So fuck yeah. Well, we would try and find it actually before we go to the construction site if it happens to be on the way.
You guys are sort of like in the south side of the east end. So to go to the construction site, you go that way. To go to the mud bank, you go south. You know.
So John would stop, I guess, on the way there, and he would look to the others and say, "I just remembered, our payment should be waiting for us within the mud bank, but I think it's in a different direction than the construction site. Do you guys want to go and grab that first, or do we check out the hive first? If we have to leave in a hurry, we might not get the chance to grab our gold."
We should grab the gold first, but make it quick.
Well, all right then. It'll come in handy if we need to pay off more patrols.
Sure will.
And then then he goes and tries to lead them to the mud bank. Actually, Saul, shouldn't he, I think you know this town best than any of us, huh? You should be leading us to it, if you don't mind.
All right then. Yeah, I'll lead them.
You are nearly caught by another patrol of bluecoats, but Saul leading you is able to stop you just in time, let them pass, and then you make your way to a small shanty-looking establishment in the dim moonlight and the lamplight. It looks like it's sort of just an old raggedy wooden barn. But then as you approach it, what you notice is it seems to be a rather tall building that is sunken into the mud. And as you get closer to it, you actually take a set of wooden stairs downwards into what is a packed and bustling tavern environment. Even now, in the middle of the night, there is music. There are people drinking. There are people eating some rather strange looking foods. And there are some, while not conventionally attractive, definitely female dancers on top of one of the tables, sort of half-heartedly belly dancing with small bells and like the Spanish clinker things, like tick 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 tick, to the music. Though it seems that the patrons' lack of attention and lack of gold has led to their own lack of interest. And as you get down, there's a couple of stairs across the bar at you. One from a particularly large rhino folk individual, one from what looks like a nasty looking orc man with a broken tusk. And the bar quiets down a little bit as you guys all enter from across the room behind the bar. See a large orcish, maybe half orcish man. He screams out at you, "Oi, you want some mud?"
Some mud? What's that?
Mud. It's a drink in a place. He
Sure.
starts pouring a cup, and it appears that there is a ragtag assortment of cups. Everything from old jars to clay pots to whiskey tumblers to a tin can. Okay, then. And he pours what looks like a thick, brown, soupy liquid into it. Hands it over. He goes, 2 copper.
How quirky. To our health, guys.
Yeah.
I'll be fine.
Goes
Frank,
down
al-
smooth.
Frank, al- Frank also passes after looking at John drinking it.
Aslan?
He's gonna ask for milk.
He looks at the two not drinking it. And he looks at Aslan asking for milk. He goes, mud not good enough for you.
Not thirsty.
Really, guys, it's not that bad. You really should have some.
All right, John.
Just do you have anything else? Maybe something a little stronger, perhaps.
I slide my glass over to John. Drink up, buddy.
So John, he goes and looks at Saul Deadeye, and then he goes and says to him, "Who's soft now?"
Really? Really?
You got nothing
So-
on me.
It's thick and has the approximate texture of an oatmeal smoothie, but is malty and a little bit sweet and a little bit bitter. So it's not terrible.
Better than it looks.
I'm just trying to stay sharp, John. We are trying to kill aliens or something.
Is that what they call them?
I don't know what we're calling them.
I would just call them monsters.
Well, there we go.
So, Mr. Bartender Man, love the mud, by the way. But we're here.
1 silver.
You just said 2 coppers.
And I gave you 5. You notice that he's handed the people who didn't ask for mud.
Frank will also slide his to John.
Yeah, that's fine.
This is not helping with the angry stares from the other patrons.
He goes and puts down 2 silvers, and slides them to the man on the table, one with each finger, and then he says, "By the way, name's John. Heard you might have a package for me."
He looks around. He looks at you. Goes, you fit a type. What package?
It's from,
Wouldn't it be on Frank's name?
Oh boy.
I don't think so. I think he said it was going to be in John's name.
package from an acquaintance of ours by the name of Kryn.
He looks around at you again. Seems to like raise himself up a bit. And as he does, you hear the chairs shift behind you as the rhino folk man sort of adjusts himself and starts to make his way to stand. And at this voice you hear,
John looks over his shoulder suspiciously.
and at this point you hear a little voice coming from somewhere below the bar stool, somewhere around your knee, John, as a small voice goes up. All right, Butch, leave him alone then. Hello, boys. Name's Donnie. I think I'm your friend that you're here to meet, right?
Whoa, I didn't see you down there. You're Donnie. Nice to meet you. I'm John.
Howdy.
He is what appears to be a well-tanned halfling with ruddy, sort of blondish reddish hair. And he's smartly dressed in a tacky sort of way. You know, he's got a rather smart suit with some stitching and like some elbows done out of it. And he's well dressed for a mug.
So, John
Sorry
would
if I
say,
interrupted you, Lula.
"Oh, I'm sorry. You got something to say, Lulu?"
No, I wasn't saying anything.
My
Okay.
bad.
So, is there someone where we can speak more in private?
Come on, boys, right this way, right this way. And he sort of like leads you along.
Right.
He walks with very quick little steps. And he seems to be putting some suspicious side eyes at all of the individuals around. And he sits you down in one of the corner tables, sits himself up on what looks like a wine barrel, make him slightly higher raised around the table. And then he leans in close and he goes, "You Ouijan's crew?" Sorry, my bad. "You Ouijan's crew?"
That's
In a
right.
way.
"I heard about your work. Some stuff you did."
What had to be done.
Was bang on, if you ask me. And he gives you guys a wink.
Yeah. Just do us a favor and keep that to yourself.
Trick of the trade. And he pulls out what appears to be a small, it looks like a trail pouch. The same sort of thing that you would put rations in, or perhaps, store extra clothes for a journey. It's a rather inconspicuous looking, just like side bag. And he makes a very big show of opening it up and pulling out what appear to be a set of knives. He says, "Yep, is the goods all there, lads?" And he makes a very conspicuous show of doing this before closing the pouch, sliding it over, and then he just jingles it just a little bit. Ching ching. Should all be there.
Frank?
That's correct.
Frank will grab it.
Now, if you boys are ever looking for this kind of work again, you know where to find me.
You can see Frank like examining one of the knives for checking for quality.
It's a shoddy blacksmith's knife. It looks like it was hammered up in a couple minutes. And the work that's been done to touch it up appears to just be some like sort of mundane polishing with what could be some like fake coppering or something.
Yeah, no, he's just inspecting it for the sake of inspecting it.
Oh, yeah. And with your skills, you can see it's shoddy work.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. You can see Frank is trying really hard not to judge the fuck out of this knife, but he's trying to look inconspicuous.
Try not to make a face.
Mhm.
So John would say, we'll keep you in mind. You can never have too many contacts, especially in this line of work. Now, I have a question for you, though, before we go. We've been looking into some disappearing folk here in the South End. You would happen to know anything about that, would you? Something glass related?
Glass related. Well, now, there's some rumors going around of people gone missing. What's it worth to you?
It's worth all the security of the South End folk here. I know life ain't easy. Must only make it harder to have your loved ones disappearing, your friends, your families.
Life's cheap.
I guess depends on who you ask. Life ain't cheap to me, so if this will help you people, I'll give you 5 coins, 1 for each finger.
He sort of looks at you and he gives you guys a suspicious look. He goes, "Right, well, I don't know much. It's not worth taking your money, but people been going missing. What of it?"
You've heard that the construction site is the place where they've been going missing the most. Does that correlate with what you know?
I mean, folks sort of just aren't where they're meant to be, Usually, bodies wash up on the side of the river after a couple days, or worse places, but it's not often they're just gone.
How long's the construction site been a construction site? And what are
Been
they
working on
building?
a bit. You don't know? It's the fairgrounds. Our little old city of Delta is going to be holding the solar festival.
That's right. I think I heard something about that.
Indeed. Another question for you, Donnie. Are there any large underground structures within the town? Maybe sewers or the likes? Maybe underneath the fairgrounds?
I mean, the West End's supposed to have some pipes, but most of them get flooded out by the swamp. It's possible, but as far as I was concerned, this was one of the biggest underground structures we had. And wasn't on purpose, was it? He looks around. You guys see like the mud leaking through the walls.
Right. True. Well, I thank you for your troubles. And here, as promised, 5 coins, 1 for each finger. And he sets down 5 copper.
He like looks at the copper and he's like, "You can have that one on me, and this one too. If you bluecoats don't seem to like folks asking questions about those what gone missing. It seems the searches are pretty quickly hushed up."
That's good to know. Thanks for the warning, Donnie. See you around.
Thanks.
Well, I hope to see you around indeed.
Cheers. So yeah, we would leave and try and go to the fairgrounds now.
You make your way back towards this wooden palisade fence, and as I said before, there are patrols of bluecoats walking around, as well as what seems to be a much better lit area within. It would appear that it's not necessarily that they're hiding something, but it's definitely to keep the riffraff out.
Okay. Well, we're the riffraff tonight, so we're going to try and jump that palisade fence.
What's everyone doing?
We're just going over the fence, right?
Yeah, John says, Aslan, boost me up, please.
We'll toss him up.
Saul's just going to scurry over it like a spider.
So
Yeah.
he's helping me. Do I roll like acrobatics with advantage? Is that what it is?
Yeah, sure. I wasn't actually going to make you guys roll. I was going to say if someone wants to give me a stealth roll to see how
sure.
quickly and quietly you guys can
Let's see if I can get
to the other side.
one good stealth roll today.
Are you sure you guys want to put this on Soul?
I got a 13. I rolled a 3 on the die, so things are looking up.
Well, hey man, it's better than that 12 you rolled earlier.
I know, that's exactly
To be
right.
fair.
I like where your head's at.
Unfortunately, I rolled a 12, and the bluecoats actually do have point in perception. 2 points, in fact, which means that as you guys are hopping the fence, you hear the shot come down. Who's over there?
Quick, go, go,
What
go.
are you doing? Oi, kids, no jumping the fence.
John would finish jumping in and tell everyone to come quick.
We're running.
You guys scramble. Is anybody doing anything to try and make your escape?
No. Besides
Running.
a kid.
You jump the fence and keep running. But
Yeah, we
what
run
you
deeper.
do here, you run into the fairgrounds. What you do here is a whistle go out, followed by another whistle.
Oh.
Now it seems that the alarm has been raised,
Oh.
and the fairgrounds are being searched.
Is there anywhere to
And what
hide?
you hear. As the dogs get unleashed in the fairground, you guys look around, panicked. And one thing that you notice is a giant, half-constructed globe right in the center of the fairground. There are stands and stadiums and half-constructed bleachers and seats. It seems to be the making of, a fair. Somewhere between a medieval tournament and the World Fair. If you guys want to imagine it that way.
Yeah. Is the globe made out of glass?
Appears to be made out of metal.
Never mind.
That's a good question, though.
I nearly
there
wanted
anything-
to say yes, but unfortunately, I already have notes.
Is there any like big building on the fairgrounds that we could hide?
It seems that the biggest building you can see is some sort of office or maybe like some sort of central storage shed, and there's lights and a lot of commotion coming from there.
Oh shit. Okay. Yeah.
Everything else was sort of like small concession stands and, like stables for extra horses and,
Probably the stables would be a good place to hide, right, boys? The smell might throw off the dogs.
So that's what we got. Let's go.
Yep.
You're trying to run over there.
Can everyone please give me a stealth check at this point?
Oh my god.
As the dogs and bluecoats
Come on.
search the area.
Come on.
Dogs do have advantage on sniffing and hearing things,
Yeah, but
you guys are in the horse stable, so I guess I'm going to give them a straight roll.
I got a 19.
I'm not doing great.
21.
21,
Wow.
19, nice.
Hey.
Oh!
Holy
I finally
shit, my
rolled-
range is 17. Oh my goodness.
I finally rolled well.
This was
Hey,
the
this
is Landula?
20.
There you guys.
Finally, our luck is turning around. Goodness
Good
sake.
luck on Nate.
8?
It's been a rough session, fellas.
Yeah.
Aslan? I didn't get your number, sorry.
You got a 20. Dirty 20.
20? I think you guys just squeezed past. I got a 16, and the 8 brings it down, but everybody's like consistent above 20s. I can't be bothered to crunch the math right now. But I'm
think we're
going to
good.
give it to you because that's damn near close enough.
Hell yeah.
That's damn near hospitable.
As you hear the barks die down, and the searching seem to fade off. But at this point, it's been half an hour, 45 minutes that you guys have sat in half-stale horse muck.
Yum.
What would you guys like to
Glorious
do?
Rose Weaver, huh? John says as
Well,
he
I-
lays down.
I think we're safe here, John. Why don't you try to do that probing thing you were doing earlier, now that we're right on top of it?
Want to, but I guess I have to, huh?
You can do it.
Ooh.
Come on, John.
And then he tries and focus, and he tries and feel for that psychic stream.
As you drift into your mind drifts out of yourself, and your consciousness once again goes to this ocean of energy and consciousness, psionic power. And then as you're trying to reach, looking for these tunnels, you just feel something slam into you like you've hit a brick wall.
So, I mean, does that give me a direction or?
So as you like just try and like reach out and whatever, you feel yourself dunk, 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 and you feel like you're being blocked or constrained.
They have some kind of barrier. I can't get close.
Was that there? Was that there before? Does it? Do you reckon that we're closer? That's making it harder, or do you think
No,
we're in the wrong spot?
I can't get a read. It seems like how it was before. It's like a wall of glass that I can't look beyond.
Well-
and I've seen pipes
You're
and
not- See
undergrounds.
through the glass? It's glass.
No, I can't. It's not how it works. I'm just using that as a metaphor. It's not exactly glass. But
I don't know about all this.
this could be a dead end. What was that, Frank?
I don't know, man. Never mind. Just so there's a problem. What can we do about it? Do we need to get closer? Is there?
Oh. So Donnie said that the oldest structures in the town are over in the west side, within the fancy end. So maybe underneath there is where we need to check. Perhaps they have some sewers. Though he also said that
Just to clarify, you said the oldest structures in the town are in the south end, and the only sewers or like any attempt at good sewage construction was in the west end, where it's kind of fancy. And apparently, those have caused a whole bunch of issues from the swamp flooding.
right.
Yeah,
So
we
sorry,
might
just to
be
clarify.
focusing too much on an underground solution here. I'm not sure.
Where else would they hide a hive?
A hive could mean a lot of things.
So
They could be in buildings. They could be clusters of buildings.
These monsters did approach like from the sky, we believe. So maybe the hive is not necessarily underground, but maybe somewhere, maybe in a building.
I think we should take a look at the warehouse. Maybe just have a good vantage point there to see if we can see what they're doing. If it's really just a fairground, I'm a little skeptical that
a lot of patrols.
presumably this fairground started probably around the same time the disappearance started, more or less. Just want to verify
Well,
everything's on the level.
you fly and you could go over there and take a look for us.
I could, except I can't see in the dark, and I don't got eagle eyes. So Aslan might be a better choice.
And also, we might be lucky. Maybe if we try to look for clues, maybe a victim got captured recently. Maybe there has been some evidence of that happening in this area. Maybe. Long shot, but worth a shot.
Yeah, but we can't just go walking around the fairgrounds. We're gonna get the alarm sounded on us again.
Aslan can look for it.
Indeed. All right. Perhaps we should move on to the roof or something. If we see something in the sky or some weird lights, we could head in that direction while Aslan looks out. But anyways, we'll go with that.
On top of the warehouse, then?
No, on top of the stables where we are, right? He's suggesting.
Those stables that high?
What is it like? Even if it's a one-story.
One-story building. Yeah, it's still higher than most of the stuff around.
Okay. All right, let's do it.
So we would make our way to the roof, and then John would say, "Enshotavan ekutsama," and then he would put his hand on Aslan, and a faint green silhouette would surround him, and he would feel weightless.
Aslan
start
feels
floating
weightless.
in the air, just slightly above the ground. And then he would ask, "Okay, what now?"
Go and see if you can check out the warehouse, see if there's anything suspicious about it. But Aslan, don't get caught. Stay out of sight.
As John uses the psionic ability, he feels sort of the ripples of that state shimmer around him, as if projecting his power out into the world has somehow projected this inner state that he was able to project his mind state into the world, like his psionic ability, that search that he was going for. It seems putting your powers out has now brought that to ripple around you in the physical material plane.
Goodness sake. It's the pyramid all over again. Hurry, Aslan. Something's wrong.
Azar nods and starts flying towards the.
Aslan, give me a perception check, please. Unless you want to investigate for something specific, in which case you can make an investigation.
I think first you'll do a perception.
Okay.
13.
You notice and are thus able to avoid the patrols of bluecoats as they march around. The warehouse seems to have 2 permanent guards on it, one at the front, one at the back. But as you look around it, it seems that mostly what's there is materials and tools and things that you'd need on a construction site. What would you like? How would you like to continue?
I think he would try to peer through a window.
Okay. John, can I have a wisdom saving throw from you, please? As you peer through the window, within the warehouse, you notice that another 2 bluecoats are sort of sitting at the table, playing cards. One of them is smoking a rolled cigarette. And in the room seems to be, tools and buckets of nails, rolls of wire, seeming, construction material. Nothing particularly, nothing strikes you out of the ordinary immediately. What was your wisdom saving throw, John?
11.
11. You feel a presence within your consciousness. Something's watching your mind. You can feel, you know exactly what this is because you do it as well. Your thoughts are being detected.
So John says, "Oh no, someone's watching." He goes and he closes his eyes and he looks away, and he begins trying to garble up his mind with nonsense, memories of women that he's been and times that he's been drunk and stuff like that.
You feel the presence have a small growing frustration. Aslan, what would you like to do?
I guess he would try to look for any type of doors inside the warehouse, or like cellar doors, trap doors, that kind of stuff.
From what you can see, it appears that there's just a dirt floor. This warehouse isn't even particularly well constructed. It seems to just be beams and walls thrown up to have an area locked, under lock and key, effectively.
Okay. Can he see who has a key?
It would appear that one of the guards sitting at the table has it on their belt.
Okay. He will fly back to the party.
Okay. As you're flying back, John, you're trying to muddle your mind. And as you do, you feel this frustration sort of build and grumble, and then almost a slight chuckle in the back of your brain. I think it's a wisdom saving throw. 1 second. Why do I not have this up? Because I'm a fool, that's why. Wisdom saving throw, again, please.
18.
18, you succeed. Is there any residuals? On a failed save. Okay, so you still take the damage, but it's half the damage. He doesn't get the other effect. So that's 13 halved to 6. 6 psychic damage as you feel this psychic spike try and pierce into your brain. I need you to make a concentration saving throw. Concentration save, please. Concentration check. Oh, sorry, guys.
6 damage, right?
6 damage, yeah.
I think I might have a thing against psychic damage. 1 sec.
Double check. That's okay with me.
Hey, okay, 19. So the spell upholds.
Perfect. Okay, Aslan, still flying in the air. But John, you hear this voice go, "Squirm, little fish. Squirm all you want." And then the presence is gone. And a second later, Aslan returns to you.
Aslan will land on his feet and he'll say, "Okay, I saw," and he holds up 4 fingers. "I saw 2 guards inside, and he holds up 5 fingers. 2 guards outside."
You can see Frankie just pulls one of his pinky down.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But that's it. Nothing crazy. Just construction stuff.
Nothing out of the ordinary then. I think we should just wait here and keep an eye out. See if anything strange happens.
Kind of hoping to charge in and bust some hits, but all right.
So yeah, so we would do that and keep an eye to the sky.
Mm-hmm.
You guys wait, keeping an eye to the sky. And as you do, looking out over the city, in the moonlight, over the river, you can swear you can see a figure floating there, looking in your general direction, just hovering in the moonlight.
Aslan, what's that?
We'll try to take a good look.
You see a dark figure, cloaked in wet, hanging material. And as you use your eagle vision to glance ever deeper, I'm going to end the session there.
All right.
Expect anything else? Stop.
And as you glance into the darkness, we'll see if the darkness looks back at you.
Hey.
All right. Thank you everyone for watching.
Dun, dun, dun. Thank you everybody so much for watching. We'll be here same time next week. If you want to figure out what it is that's looking at them, then give us a follow. We are warlocks of the algorithm.
Yep.
And we need your likes and subscribes to feed our patron.
Indeed.
So, with that, I hope you enjoyed the session as much as we did. And best luck on all your future adventures.
Bye.
All right, everyone.